So this is a quick tutorial on some of the things that you can do with archival images once you get them into Photoshop. Please excuse the volume and sound of the microphone. I don't have my proper microphone with me. So once you are in Chrome and you're looking around and finding pictures, you'll right click on them, you'll say copy image, and you'll go back to Photoshop and paste them by pressing Ctrl V, and that'll paste this in place. And you'll notice I have a duplicate now. I'll just delete that layer. And you can get rid of some of this extra stuff around it by using the magic wand tool, clicking in that empty space, and you'll notice it maybe that intruded too much, so I noticed that my tolerance is too high. I can drag that down, click again, or deselect, Control D, and that way you're minimizing the amount of stuff that you're getting rid of. The rest can be gotten rid of with either the marquee selection tool or the eraser. Another thing you can do is use the move tool. Hold down Control or Alt or Shift or a combination of them, and just try different combinations, but Control on a corner will help you distort and put certain pictures into perspective, so that might benefit you in one way or another. Feel free to experiment. Another way that you, of course, are modifying things is by dragging from a corner to change their size. Never from the side or bottom, please, because it ends up looking a little bit amateur. You can change the blend mode of that layer by clicking on this normal underneath layers and clicking on, let's say, darken, and then you can click on the down arrow on your keyboard to cycle through the different options for how that can look. It's not exactly cheating, but it is a way to kind of quickly make something look a little bit more sophisticated or complicated, like you've done more work than you actually have. Feel free, of course, to erase or select some areas of that out. I've got a feather of 34, so if I cut that out, Control X, now I've got a very soft edge selection. So watch the feather and the edge as you do your selecting. And it'd be nice if you guys include one element. It doesn't have to be a line like this that goes behind text. It could be maybe one of these characters or something that is orange, but it's important to have something bold and orange jumping out of this generally gray scale space behind it, so that it reminds us of the Orange Shirt Day project. A note about working in text: if you're going to include text, please first drag a box around what it is that you're going to type. And let's say I type the word 6,000, and I always want to resize the text box while I've still got the horizontal type tool selected to just around the word. That way, when I commit that action and I use my move tool to resize the text, it conveniently resizes from the corner. And if I need to come back to it, I can double click on it to edit that text, or I can go back to the text tool and click on it and be able to highlight things and change the font, change the color. Maybe I'll grab that whole thing and I'll change the color to the same orange here. And commit that. That's it for now. Feel free to use your brush, your eraser. Use your selection tools very wisely. For instance, if you are wanting to select around one of these characters, one of these people, you might want to zoom right in, click and drop anchors as you do your fine selecting. Feel free to refine the edge once you're done, and I'm just going to stop there. If you double click, it draws a straight line between where you had started your selection and where you're ending your selection. So there's many more things you can do in here. Of course, hopefully you're going to be very careful and sensitive and thoughtful about what lines and different elements of this composition are coming together to communicate. And I wish you all the best.